Assalamualaikum everyone. I am Ezmyra from the School of Business and Economics. Thank you all for agreeing to record group discussion 2 on this day, 14 November. Based on our previous discussion, we have all concluded and agreed to review Jumanji, the Next Level movie, which was aired in 2019. We found that the movie is available to watch on Netflix and on a Telegram channel. So before we start our review on this movie, please introduce yourself, dear members of Group 59.
Hi everyone, it's very nice to see you again. I'm Nabilah from Bachelor Malay Language Education. How have you been? Now we are together again discussing our first movie review and it's very excited me.
Hi everyone, I'm Shahira from Bachelor of Literature and Linguistic Malay Language. I'm good, Nabila. How you guys doing too? I hope you guys are in good condition today. Okay, I'm ready and very exciting to discuss about this movie.
Hello everyone, my name is Nur Arifah Binti Mohd Kamal and tonight I really can't wait to hear all of your reviews on Jumanji The Next Level.
Hey, it's me, Farhan from Nutrition Course. It's been a pleasure to meet you all. I've already watched the Jumanji, the next level, and it was quite a nice video, a nice movie at all. I'm ready to all out all my opinions on this movie.
Hi everyone, nice to meet you again. My name is Nur Ashikin Binti Othman with metric number 206652. And wow, each of you so excited to review this movie. Same goes with me, and I really want to share something to you. Can't wait for it.
That is so true, Ashikin. The excitement in everyone's face can be seen very clearly. Okay, hi guys. My name is Nur Shahira Binti Nor Zailan with metric number 208344. I am a student of Bachelor of Animal Science. Nice to see you guys again.
Hello everyone, my name is Zaidatul Huda Binti Zakaria and my metric number is 205734. I am from Bachelor of Art in Malay Literature. Nice to meet you again to review about the movie that we had agreed in our group discussion one.
Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. How are you?
Good.
Hi.
Yes, long time no see. My name is Mohamad Amin Faris. Basic number is 209090. Bachelor in Science Instrument. So it seems you guys are very excited to review our movie, right?
Yes.
Yes, same good.
Yes.
Yes. So don't waste our
Hi,
time
guys.
and let's review our movies.
Hi guys, my name is Syahidatul Mashitah Binti Tuah, Bachelor in Science Instrument. I'm so excited to give my opinion on our latest watch movie. How about we skip this and let's get started?
Alright, so that's done for our introduction. To begin with, the chosen movie Jumanji, The Next Level is an extraordinary movie plot that has made their audience like me giggle throughout the entire movie due to their intelligent script writing and acting. Not to mention the comedy genius actors like Jack Black and Kevin Hart, who have carried a weight and mentioned in an interview with ET, where they shared behind the scenes details from the set that they modified their dialogues and others too, as well as guiding them to brilliantly deliver the character development of the game. For your information, I came across the interview while I was scrolling down through my home YouTube videos, how it needs to be executed and what needs to be said in order to convince the audience to laugh at the scene. Of course, other casts are doing very well, but with Jack Black and Kevin Hart's natural talent, indeed, the work is a cherry on top for the movie. Well, that's the purpose of a comedy genre movie, isn't it? Enjoyable with a bundle of laughs. All of you have watched it, right? Mind to share your thoughts about this movie?
Yes, Myra, I have watched this movie before and I have to admit that the movie did impress me at the first sight watching it. The movie stands on its own successfully and may even be considered better than the first. It's because the writing of Jumanji, the next level, is incredibly witty, creative, and never offers a dull moment. It allows you to have a true understanding for each of other characters, making it feel like you know each of them personally. I don't think I have ever seen a movie where the audience laughed as much, like it never stopped throughout the entire runtime of the film. Basically, Jumanji The Next Level brought a long-lost friendship together message when the characters meet in the game that they stuck in before. Interestingly, it wasn't all about the friendship of the four main characters, who were Spencer, Martha, Frisch, and Bethany, but it did focus on the friendship of the supporting characters like Eddie Grandpa and Milo. The actor and actresses of Jumanji The Next Level successfully played their role in the movie. The chemistry between them happened and they really portrayed what the director wanted. Out of all the characters in the movie, Dwayne Johnson really held the main character role perfectly as he had to play two different characters in the game, which were Eddie, an old man, and Spencer, a neighbor. When both of the characters got stuck inside the game around at different times, it really showed his capability when receiving two characters and how he handled that theme was very professional of him as expected. So guys, do you think we share the same point of view about characters? What do you guys think?
I agree with you, Nabilah, but I would like to add a little that again. Dwayne Johnson and Kevin Hart make a great couple. They play charisma with each other and have a humorous effect. The new personality brought by Danny DeVito as Eddie and Danny Glover as Milo add to the whole subplot, which form the emotional backbone and adds more depth to the story. The older duo share their experience and DeVito steals every scene. Jack Black shows his reach in more than one way, while Karen Gillan admires his physical appearance. This movie is filled with amazing actors.
I'm sorry to cut you short, Shira, but I have something to say about Jack Black's acting. I've always loved the way he acts, but this time I have mixed feelings about it. First, I wasn't really feeling it when he acted as Fridge during the first part of the movie. It seems like he was trying too hard to make it look like Fridge was the one playing for Professor Shelley's character. The way he talked is very much not like Fridge, but when he became Bethany, I love it so much. He played Bethany perfectly. He squeaked like Bethany and even had the same reaction as the way Bethany would do. Hence, I think he actually could do better on Fridge because he shines when he's Bethany.
I totally agree with what Shu commented. Now that you've mentioned him, Jack Black playing the role as Bethany in Professor Shelley Oberon's body really channeled his inner teenage girl. It seems like it is very natural for him to act as that typical teenage girl, and he does not overly act out and make it look cringy, but instead humorous and relatable. My favorite part was when Bethany cheered be aggressive before the serious battle started between them and the Jargon the brutal troops. It was awkward, but it's so Bethany. Definitely the highlight of Bethany's character and a job well done to Jack Black.
Acceptable as well. Good character. Okay, can I continue my argument?
Yes. Go
Okay,
on.
next. Okay, next the film has used visual effect and the effect honestly looks so real. Throughout the project, they were tasked with a variety of work across many sequences in the film. The crew create a variety of visual effects from animation to creative work, environment, and extensive simulation. Part of the biggest achievement was the Oasis City work, where they made flyover photo full of photoreal buildings, crowds, and extensive work. In Oasis Place, the crew is assigned a first battle sequence in which they create a full two-digit animation and take over from the live cast. They also make Bird use visual effect from the school frame and add visual with the addition of body, shape, and color. The battle with the ferocious monkey on the suspension bridge also use visual effect. So far, the visual effect on this film are very interesting and impressive. It's like a visual effect like the Avengers movie.
Yes, Shira, I agree with you. I really appreciate their effort. Like their editing skills are just perfect until they manage to make all the scenes look real, right? So since you guys have touched a lot about this movie, I think I want to share with you guys about the most memorable scenes from this movie. So guess what?
I think the most memorable scene from this movie is when Milo doesn't want to go back to the real world. He wants to stay there because he was sick and did not have much time. He wants to end the rest of his life in there. The scene really touched my heart. I shed tears when Eddie didn't seem to let go of his best friend and want to be together in the real world. But Eddie agrees with Milo's decision to stay in the game. I looked many times and I still crying. That scene really touched my heart. That name was friendship. Did you feel the same?
Wow, Shira, I thought I'm the only one crying on that part. Glad to hear that someone feels the same way as I did. So basically, I understand. We all have different parts of the movies that we like. Maybe it is just a small scene for us, but it could give a huge impact on anyone else. So for me personally, there are two scenes that I love the most. So the first one is during the conversation between Eddie and Milo. I don't know if I'm weird or too sensitive, but I get really sad whenever Eddie keep questioning why Milo sold the restaurant back then and why he's only back after 15 years they are apart. And I get even sadder when Milo finally said that he has not much time left because he has an illness. So actually, this scene is so relatable. Like you can just imagine if you find out that one of your friends have an illness And now everything is just too late when you find out about the truth. There's nothing more that you can do. Okay, and from the movie also, I can see that feeling of disappointment from Eddie's face once he hear the truth from Milo, right? Okay, so I
Yes.
think that I'm done with the sad part. So the second scene that I love the most is when they plan to take the jewel from Jugen the Brutal, I guess. And I think most of you also love this part, right? I get a tremendous adrenaline rush when
Yeah.
Bethany and Frisch, correct me if I'm wrong, when Bethany and Frisch pretend to be the brothers of Kababit. You know, it's a very risky decision and they can find out the truth at any time and anywhere. But fortunately, there's nothing bad happened as Jugen the Brutal immediately left the ship after he saw the berries because it is the only weakness of him, right? So anyone would like to share your thoughts now?
Sorry, guys. For me, the most memorable moment that I recall was when the magical waterfall appeared in the movie. In the midway of their journey, after a thrilling scene which was the Mandrill attack, the undesirable scene turned out to be the conflict that suffered the teamwork among them. It happened that Oberon, played by Frisch, complained about Milo Walker that he's not doing so well as a zoologist and gave slight information about Mandrill. Soon, they get quickly attacked at the rope bridge. Not to mention about Grandpa, Eddie, that been called as the worst Dr. Bravestone ever by Frisch. As a solution, all of them, especially Martha and Frisch, found the magical waterfall to change their character. It's very interesting where all the characters except Ruby and House were together and drawn their body to change each other characteristics. When the characters were all turned into one another, the team had more impressive teamwork, heading a smooth journey to get the gem of money and fulfill the mission soon, going back home safely. I think the scene was the starting for their real adventurous journey.
Oh, thank you, Arifah, for your view. Okay, before I give my reason about this movie, what do you say about this movie, Farhan?
Oh, the thing that I can say about this movie, I've seen a lot of you guys prefer to watch this movie because of its dramatic scenes followed by the comedy that hugely makes the audience feel appealing to watch this movie. So on the other hand, to be honest, I think this movie is not suitable to be watched by families with kids and children due to the fact that this movie used inappropriate words and language even though it's not frequently used. So parents need to know that in this movie, violence remains a little dark, with the game characters dying in various ways, including animal attacks, being struck with poison darts, falling to death, and also being blown up. All of it ends up leaving many in a risky state with the only one left. So, but sensitive viewers should know the end is just as satisfying here as it is in the previous movie, and there are clear themes of teamwork, communication, empathy, and courage. So we can also see a fair bit of swearing words used by certain characters. And mostly the word that they use is goddamn and holy F. And also a couple of references to bodies and body parts, but not as many as in the previous sequel. So there is less flirting and sexual tension in this installment in general, although there are still a few kisses and some general smothering by Bravestone. There's also a little bit of background drinking. So I think that's all for me.
You have made an absolutely convincing argument. I completely agree. Because before this, I said this genre is suitable for all ages, but not for this movie. It is because there are inappropriate words that can set a bad example for children. However, for ages like us, this movie was amazing and had a lot of fun that can release stress.
I agree with both of you.
Sorry, is that my voice clear?
Oh, yes.
Yes, clear.
Yes.
So, okay, absolutely, Farhan. I understand about your point of view. So, I want to know more about it. Actually, this movie is not suitable under 9 and need parental guidance from 9 until 40 years old. And in addition to the above mentioned violent scenes, there are some scenes in the movie that could scare or disturb children, including of the scene that may be started by the sudden and unexpected nature. They also have some sexual references in this movie. For example, open mouth kissing between Dr. Bravestone and a Kim character. But I'm quite agree with Huda that for our age, I think we are suitable enough to watch this movie.
Okay, to be honestly, this movie I rate around 4 or 5 stars, like the first movie of the Jumanji. Do you guys watch the first Jumanji?
No.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Absolutely.
Okay. Before I watched this, I looked to the character first, and I saw Dwayne Johnson,
Yes.
which is my favorite character since Fast Furious. Do you all watch that movie, Fast Furious 4?
Yes.
Oh no.
No,
I
Of
don't.
course.
no,
No.
not
No.
even.
It's okay. It's okay. This is
No.
because he carries the characters very well. First of all, I was very impressed by the visual effects because it looked very real. For example, during a snake bite, Fridge hits. Actually, this movie was not fun game, but it is an adventure game. Then I also can make some new knowledge from this movie. Coming to the performance, Jack Black and Kevin Hart steal the show this time. They make me laugh out loud in every scene with their outstanding performance. Dwayne Johnson and Karen Gillan's chemistry is a treat to watch. Both are very effective in the action scene. Fina is new to the cast and has done a good job. Okay, at first I laughed because of a funny moment when Spencer Olderback was detached when he wanted to go back to the village after he got permission from his boss. After some of them entered the game, at first I thought Dwayne Johnson was a Spencer, but actually he was a Spencer grandfather. But it is this at early story only. Same goes to Fridge, where Fridge like not very like with his character, with a fat body, and he just said, "God damn, no, no, no." So for all the storyline, I just can say that wherever you have a problem on what you want to do, you must ask for help from your friends. Then the story also gave me the moral value, which is we need to forgive the mistake that our friend did to us before because our relationship never die. Do you agree?
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
For
True.
example, Eddie and Milo, they forgive each other after they need help from each other too, so they can easily to do anything. Other than that, Spencer and Martha, they improve their relationship. Last but not least, I very respect their friendship in this film. What about you, Ashkin?
I also have watched this movie too, and I really agree with Shira's opinion, Farhan. The action and the adventure in this movie was a lot of fun. I also like to add on more about this movie. This movie, I went to a lot of new locations. The last movie was set almost exclusively in the jungle. So for this movie, it started from the jungle, went to the desert, went to the snowy mountains, required the protagonist to have a cross dangerously wound and violent monkeys infected bridge and more. The filmmakers clearly wanted to take this movie up a notch from the last one, and I think they have succeeded. We got to explore a lot more of Jumanji in this movie, and it's ended in a way that left me very excited for another potential sequel, which could be a lot more in line with the original Jumanji movie. I also think that the fantasy of the avatars, with their assigned with strengths and weaknesses, make it possible for the character to become more honest with themselves and each other. As with this first film, the humor and excitement are neatly balanced so it never gets too scary or silly. And the focus is more on friendship than romance. This time, there is a light touch of quietness as well that makes the message about friendship more meaningful. This is also my thought. So what do you think? Sure.
I admit it, Ashikin, their hard work in making this movie better from the first one is paying off. Like, I like the fact that they did a lot of changes in this movie, especially the additional weaknesses and strengths that you mentioned before, where each character newly gained, that actually come in hands when facing some certain situation. For instance, we can see during the Mandrals attack scene, Shelly's new geometry skill helped them to identify which bridge that they can use to cross one mountain to another easily. Despite the Mandrals going crazy, they were able to go to the other side of the mountain with Shelly's ability. And also when Ruby was on fire fighting the bad guys in the Hergen, the Brutus mansion, with her brand new nunchucking skill. It was very amazing to watch her beating the guys in the blink of eye using nunchuck. All in all, I love every single addition made in Jumanji the next level.
Did you guys know that I have watched this movie before and I rewatched it because of this discussion and because I never get tired of it? Okay, now Let's hear my opinion. For me, the plot is insane, as you might expect from an adventure video game quest, and takes our ragtag group from arid desert snowy mountains in search of a jewel that will restore the natural order. There are elements borrowed from Mad Max, Riders of the Lost Ark, and The Lord of the Rings. Director Jack Kasdan has a deft hand with both humor and action, plus he's a great craftsman, nicely handling plot details and returning roles by Nick Jonas and Colin Hanks. The best parts of Jumanji, the next level, has nothing to do with the plot or even the action scenes. It has all to do with these actors getting a chance to have fun and play around with their performances. However, considering the best part, like Arifah said earlier, it's always the grand climax of the movie. Bethany and Fritz have to pretend to be the Kababish brothers so they can get closer to the Falcon Jewel. French winds up being the brave brother and Bethany is the clever brother. Unfortunately, Fitch doesn't realize that the brave brother is also a human, which is another way of saying he doesn't, sorry to the men in this group, but he doesn't have testicles. There is a moment of hilarious riffing between Fitch, Bethany, and one of the guards in the elevator.
Yeah, I had to say that the chemistry between The Rock and Kevin Hart was excellent, so no one can beat them. I think both of them play a big role in leveling the movie up with their humor jokes along with their intense action scenes.
Yes, that's true, Farhan. I admit it. They have a good chemistry between them, so they can easily to do work because of their individual ability. For example, Milo, his advantage was a zoologist, so he knew about the animals and also can communicate with the animals.
I would recommend this movie to my friends after they watch the first movie Jumanji Welcome to the Jungle because it is related. Also, it is interesting and is suitable for teenagers and adults. This movie is not that serious. It got a lot sense of humor, and you will laugh all the time until you get quiver as well as you feel like you are dying because you are out of breath. I guarantee that it will stuck forever in your head. Recommend it.
I told you guys that this movie is very exciting and very enjoyable. It's very amazing. From the first time I saw the story, I could feel the effectiveness of the film. I want you guys to feel the same thing. That's why I recommend you to watch this movie. So what are you waiting for? We have to watch this movie, all family members. Oh, don't forget to share with other friends too.
Thanks, Shia, for recommending this movie to us before.
You're welcome.
Look, you guys give a very positive review about this movie until I scared to voice out my opinion. But I would say that I would still not recommend this movie to others, to my friends, because for me, the storyline is too light, that there's not so much conflict. I actually expecting more from this movie because it's very hot movie, right? Like maybe plot twist or anything that can make audience feel wondering what happens next so that people will feel less bored. So, but yeah, it's still fun to watch. So, what about you, Shu?
I'm sorry, Arifah, but I have to disagree with you because I find that this movie is very fun to watch and has a lot of good values that we can take from it. But yes, I do agree the part where you say that this movie is lacking in twists. Anyway, after watching this movie, I would be more than honored to recommend my friends to watch this movie in the future. As mentioned by Nabilah and Ashikin, this movie focuses on friendship, making it even more suitable to watch it with our friends. We could all snuggle up under blankets and watch this movie on girls' night, laughing and relating to the friendship values shown in the movie together with each other. For example, the scene where Milo revealed about his sickness to his dear friend Eddie. Eddie has always keeping grudge on Milo for giving up on their restaurant, but little did he knew the only reason Milo did that was because he wanted to live his life to the fullest, as now he is now very poor in time. The fact that Eddie forgave Milo and reconciled at the end of the movie is very moving. So I suggest that watching Jumanji the next level with your friend squad will make it a lot more enjoyable.
Yeah, it is true, Shu. Same goes with me. However, this film also has shortcoming in terms of filmmaking. Actually, this movie lacks a straightforward plot storyline. There are several instances where the plot loses touch with the whole main story. I must to say it. The plot hole have largely contributed to the losing interest to me sometimes, and I think there was scene where an action scene was stopped midway to show another parallel plot. So in an attempt to make this film a cinematic delight, it ended up becoming more confusing and having plot holes. But overall, this movie is good, fun, and interesting to watch with family and also with all of you if we meet later.
Wow, that's a nice idea, Ashikin. But I think we need to wait until PKPB ends, right?
Yes, Arifah.
True.
Wow, it looks like all of you really love the movie. A legendary movie where the original Jumanji has created such big inspiration to people. So of course people are expecting more for this movie. I am glad that the director produced stunning scenes and incredible script writing. The story of this film is intriguing. The board game has been replaced by video game to perhaps reflect the times. And most of the film is set into the environment of a video game and not the real world like the original film was set in. The story has been praised by most movie reviewers. The film has beautifully fused action, adventure, and comedy genres.
That's
Okay, so I
all.
guess that's the end of our discussion too. Thank you all for coming.
Thank you all.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See you
Let's meet
next.
again soon. Bye bye.